Welcome to Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire for the final round of the Thundersport GB Championships for 2015. Curtis Wright has been crowned champion of GP1, but there's still plenty up for grabs. The Sportsman Elite 600 series comes to a close here. 3 men in contention for that one. We've got Davey Todd, Matt Truelove and Lee Williams, and also the pre-national 600s. Who will get their hands on the winner's trophy in that? Will it be Brendan Mallender or could it be Darren Ibbotson? Stay tuned, sit back, relax, and welcome to Thundersport Elite. So here we are then in Lincolnshire for the final time this season. Our second visit to Cadwell Park. 6 races coming up, and as you can see, rain light on please. That should give you an idea as to what weather conditions we've been greeted to here in the final races of 2015. The pre-national sport 600s up first, brought to you by A&R Racing and Continental Tyres. And championship not quite decided just yet. Harry Truelove leads still, but Harry will not be racing here this weekend. Therefore, one of 2 men can win it. In all probability, it looks like being this man, Darren Ibbotson, and after a great day yesterday here, he has his hands pretty much on the trophy and now leads the championship over Harry Truelove. It was Harry that led coming into the round. And then also Brendan Mallender, who you're looking at nearest to us right now, number 6, could have mathematically won it, no longer can after yesterday's results. So there you have it. It's looking like Darren Ibbotson is going to be our champion for 2015. So who is going to get the last wins? 2 races for this championship here today at Cadwell, and there you can see heading into Park Corner already, it is Charlie Morris that has the lead, the number 157. There is Ibbotson, number 50. Quite easy to spot there, the Phoenix Racing rider. Then number 3, a bit further back, is Rich Richardson. Now going around Chris Curve and then heading down into the Gooseneck. Tricky circuit this in these conditions, but it is Morris that leads from Sam Osborne there, number 73. Good start for the MSG Racing Suzuki rider in 3rd. James May, number 7. Remember, James very, very good in these conditions. He's quick in the dry as well, but back at Rockingham, of course, in the wet, he won his first race of the season. Morris is already having a look over his shoulder on the opening lap to see what sort of a lead he's got. There's Mallender in 4th, Ibbotson in 5th, number 50, and then Ewan Meston, number 28, just tucked in behind the sky blue machine. Number 60 going through the picture there is Ash Stone on the Kawasaki. Nice to see a few people in the grandstand there despite the inclement weather conditions. Through Hall Bends then, be very slippery through here. Quite a few leaves fall off the trees overnight and can cause a few problems as Charlie Morris there uses all of the circuit between the final hairpin and then into Barn. Now onto the start-finish straight, and his lead has just come down somewhat as both Sam Osborne and James May now try and get on terms with him. There is Mallender in a lonely 4th already. Then you have number 50, Darren Ibbotson. Adam Darnell is a new name to me, number 63, who seems to be going well in the early stages. And Aaron Sylvester, number 36, was just pulling up alongside Darren Ibbotson as there's a change now for the lead already. It's James May using his wet weather skills, but has to go wide and onto the grass there. Now he's going to have to remain focused to try and rejoin the circuit. He does so. Nicely done there from James May, although it wasn't initially nicely done, of course. The overtaking manoeuvre that led him onto the grass. There is Charlie Morris then through the Gooseneck and down into Mansfield. He's been given a warning then from James May, and now it is number 73 that chases him down. Sam Osborne from Billinghurst on the MSG Racing Suzuki. Neither of these guys have had a win so far this year, and a bit of a wobble there from Morris. Clearly Morris doesn't have a pit board because he's looking over his shoulder at every opportunity. There is number 36, that's Aaron Sylvester on the Australia Race Tech Yamaha, making brilliant ground here in his lap times when he's lapping quicker than anyone else on circuit. Further back there is number 80, Ollie Perry on the Team Ollie Triumphs, a privately run machine, and there is Morris once more, just about leading, but for how long? Into Barn we go. Awful corner in so many respects. Barn corner, off camber, downhill, very slippery, and of course you want to get on the power as quickly as possible. It's all a matter of opinion, of course. I personally used to absolutely hate it, but as we now go into Copper's corner there, it is looking like Charlie Morris's lead might be short-lived. There is number 888, Joe Lawrence, on the lime green Kawasaki, now heading up towards Copper's corner, and here's your leader. Morris then, number 157. Both of these guys technically running out of the same garage, if you like. They're teammates. They're both on MSG Racing Suzukis, so they know of each other relatively well. There is number 63, Adam Darnell, as I mentioned to you earlier. Not seen him out with us so far this season. But he seems to be having a good run out here at Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire. Always a good grid here for the pre-national Sport 600. Just incidentally, a few rule changes that will be coming into play for next season. Keep your eyes on the Thundersport website, www.thundersportgb.com. A few changes here and there to some of our classes for next year. There you can see a change then, as James May has fallen back to 4th place now as 36. Aaron Sylvester, there he is, really, he's got his eyes on the prize here. He closes now in on the 2 leaders, and he knows exactly what he's aiming for. There is Brendan Mallender, number 6, up ahead of Darnell, and there is your champion then, number 50, Darren Ibbotson. We know that True Love won't be out, and thanks to Darren Ibbotson having just gone past Harry True Love, it looks like finally the Phoenix race team rider will get his hands on the winner's trophy at a circuit, of course, that wasn't so fruitful for him a couple of years ago. He got himself seriously injured here at Cadwell Park. But earlier on in this season, of course, he was a race winner. This is the 2nd time, as I mentioned, that we've been here. Now then, here comes number 36, Aaron Sylvester, trying to find a way past Sam Osborne. Osborne, quite a tall rider. He makes that Suzuki look quite small, and they're not the smallest of machines. There is number 28, Ewan Meston, on a sky blue Kawasaki. Unusual to see it in those colours, but Ewan going quite well there on the EM Racing machine. Further back is number 4, that's Lee Howarth on the Royal Marine Suzuki, one of many Royal Marine riders, and of course the Forces riders that come with us each year. Paul Cunvin, by the way, looks like being crowned the GB Racing Military Inter-Services Champion. That's a mouthful. But the RAF rider had a good year. Morris is leading then, and he seems to have broken away a bit here from Sam Osborne, who's coming under a bit of late pressure now from Aaron Sylvester in this first race here on Thundersport Elite. Still to come in this show. Stay tuned for GP1 and Sportsman Elite 600s. They're going to go down to the wire. Very close to pit wall there for Charlie Morris as he just gets a good glimpse of the last lap flag. He's got a handsome lead there. There's Ewan Meston. He's just up ahead of Adam Darnell, and there is Brendan Mallender having a look over his shoulder. Then the 2 men that are likely to, of course, be on the top 3 steps overall in the championship fighting each other. Brendan Mallender and Darren Ibbotson. Ibbotson will just want to keep it on the ice on this final lap so he can celebrate with his team, but further ahead of him there is Darnell. Nicely done into Park Corner. Incredibly tricky corner to get right, Park Corner. It closes up on you. There's not a lot of room. One of the narrowest parts off this Cadwell Park circuit, and here's your race leader again, filtering through some traffic as he heads down into Mansfield Corner now and then into the new chicane. Good race this then from Charlie Morris. He's been lapping in the 144s. There is Darren Ibbotson just up ahead of Joe Lawrence, number 888. He's on his way then to the 2015 championship. Well done to him. It's been a tough season. Good championship this. And now already showboating. You don't like seeing that sometimes, especially around Cadwell Park over the mountain. It can go wrong. It has gone wrong for others in the past, and already Morris having a good look over his shoulder. He should have this one in the bag, and it will be a win for him here at Cadwell. He'll have another race coming up later on as well. Through Barn Corner then, downhill, past the start-finish straight, and the checkered flag awaits. Good win for Morris. He takes the 25 points ahead of Aaron Sylvester, who managed to get past Sam Osborne in the end. So Osborne will be on the podium. That's still a good result for him. James May will take 4th after that moment for him earlier. And there is your champion for 2015. Number 50, Phoenix Race Teams, Darren Ibbotson. Well done to him. Morris wins it from Aaron Sylvester. Sam Osborne is 3rd. Then James May, Adam Darnell and Ewan Meston. That's your top 6. Then on the podium, you'll see Charlie Morris being joined by the champion on the top step.
Well, Charlie, fantastic race. I mean, you pretty much copybook, really.
Yeah, it was alright. Gavin at MSG really knows how to set up a GSXR. Like, got the setup perfect, and he worked obviously. So
Yeah, it was great. But tricky conditions though. I mean, you got a rider, great bike maybe, but it comes down to the rider more in these conditions. Who have you got to thank?
just Gavin at MSG for helping me finish the season. Like, I wouldn't be here without his help, and he's put together a great bike for me. So good.
Darren, been a tough year, but a fantastic year. I mean, when you were here at Cadwell Park, a bit over a year ago, you had a broken back, you were really badly injured. You come back, and you've taken this championship. You are the 2015 champion. Can you believe it?
No, not really. Well, I didn't expect it. I just come into the year just to get another go and just take it steady and have fun. But the consistency's paid off. Rather than last year, I were a bit erratic, and this year I've changed my style, and consistency has paid off.
Well, they always say, to finish first you have to finish. Consistency is the key. You must have some people to thank, though, because there's always a big gang of you.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. Firstly, I'd like to thank my mum and dad. They do so much for me, on and off track, just helping me out. There's Dave Ogden at Phoenix Racing. He's helped me tremendously. He's been brilliant with me, There's been Kilness Tyres. They've helped me partway through season. Complog Tyres, Ideal Travel, Motor Direct for helping me with some helmets and levers. Motor Breakers helped me. There's been so many people. Mick Corrigan, Ashley Law at Swinton Motorcycles, even Darren, who's just stepped in this weekend to do my pitboarding because Dave isn't here. Just everyone knitting together to make it all work.
Congratulations, mate. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Yes, well done to Darren and to Charlie, of course, race winner. They'll have another one coming up later. We'll see you after this break. Welcome back to Cadwell Park. Now it's time for the Stewart Events Thundersport GP1, the big boys. This championship was won by Curtis Wright last time out, but the Superstock 1000 still to play for here. And the news is that it was between Adam Shelton and Shane Pearson, but in yesterday's race, so much drama. Shane Pearson, who came into this weekend 11 points clear of Adam, they were involved in a bit of a scuffle on circuit. They were obviously fighting for championship position. Went into Coppice corner. Adam Shelton had the inside line. Pearson went to go around the outside. There wasn't enough room. He went onto the grass, crashed, and isn't out here today. He's injured, so anything could happen, of course. Pearson's not out in this race, but it's looking like Adam Shelton's basically just got to finish this race and the championship will be his. You just never know. We will keep you informed as we go on. We're now on board with Adam Shelton on the Scruffs Racing Kawasaki. Of course, this is a home circuit for him. He's just up ahead there of Crank Racing's Josh Day. Josh here again with us for a second weekend, and there goes Josh. He's about to go past him. Number 4 just joining them as well is Craig Neve, and then Stephen Parsons is number 11 on the green Kawasaki. It's Dan Neen, number 77, that started from pole position, and that was Dan Neen in the right-hand side of your picture there, sitting up. He's obviously got a problem. So Dan Neen, who joins us on the Padgett's Racing Honda, has got an issue and is not racing any further, it doesn't look like, in the background. So now you are looking for the outright battle for the lead then. We're on board at the moment with Adam Shelton and Craig Neve alongside him. Was that Dan Neen that was still there in the picture? So it looks like whatever problem he did have, maybe he just hit a false neutral or something and he fell back a bit, but he seems to have got himself working again now. This is the leader then, Josh Day, number 2. Up ahead of Craig Neve now, who's in second. Then Adam Shelton, then Parsons. There's Harry Drulov, then Dan Neen. Well, all sorts of drama already going through your picture. There was Bill Callister, number 194, up ahead of Nick Williamson. Another championship just worth bearing in mind as well here in this race. Gary Woodward really could win the pre-national 1000 championship here in this race. It was close coming into this weekend ahead of Matt Stevenson, Jonathan Panter and Michael Mace. But after yesterday's results here, it looks like Woodward could be on point. Brilliant shots here on board with Adam Shelton as Craig Neve goes past him. Just shows you how close it is here at Cadwell Park. And these guys are going at frightening speeds as they now head around to another lap. Further back there is Jonathan Panter on the brightly coloured machine, number 55 at the moment. It's not working out for him if he wants to take the pre-national 1000 championship. There is Adam Shelton then. Adam, who of course is a Thundersport 500 champion with us before, last year's Sportsman Elite 600 runner-up. This year, a massive injury at Rockingham meant that he's been on the back foot for the last couple of rounds. Shane Pearson had gone on terms with him and passed him. Pearson now himself is having to watch this from the sidelines and is waiting to see what happens. Adam Shelton at the moment, it will still be in some considerable pain. That leg is not healed yet, but he's just trying to do what he can to get his hands on the Superstock 1000 trophy. That is Harry Truelove up behind him. That's an R6 that Harry's out there on. Harry, who of course spent most of the year in the pre-national 600 championship. Number 11 is Stephen Parsons. Number 3, just behind them, is a blue bike. That's Adam Revel, who was last year's pre-national 600 champion. There's Michael Neves, race winner from earlier this year on the Prime Factors BMW. Then Shelton, so he's got himself up ahead of Adam here at Cadwell. There is number 11, Parsons, thinking about a move there up the inside. Then Dan Neen, again he's fallen further back, so maybe just a bit of a test here for Neen. There's Curtis Rothwell, number 5. These guys all inside the top 10. Across the line we go then. Josh Day it is that still leads and is building on that. He's lapping about 1.5 seconds quicker than anybody else. Considering these conditions, you can see there's a little bit of a dry line appearing, but it's still very much wet tyres zone at the moment. It's looking like, Adam Revel, yes, he's going to power his way past Adam Shelton now, but the times that this man is doing at the moment on the Crank Racing Kawasaki, 1:37s, it's not bad at all when you've got wet tyres on, and he is powering away from the rest of the pack at the moment. There is Michael Neves then Adam Revel, then Stephen Parsons, who now makes his way past Adam Shelton. Shelton out there on the orange and black Scruffs Racing Kawasaki. This is still good enough though. Shelton just needs to finish and get some solid points to keep, of course, his chances on track of becoming the Superstock 1000 champion. Curtis Wright, as I already mentioned, wrapped this championship up back at Donington Park, so congratulations to him. There's Craig Neve, number 4, on the Colmac Flexi Hydraulic Kawasaki. Craig at the start of the year would have been touted as one of the favourites for this championship overall, but he's had a few issues here and there with a bit of bad luck and a few non-finishes, which has just held him back a little. I'm sure we'll see Craig back out fighting again next year. Very talented rider. On board with Shelton, and there comes David Brooke, and that was as close as you like. Number 73 there, the Brooke Suspension Arconi Racing Kawasaki. And Dave tried to find a way through past Adam Shelton, but there wasn't enough for him. There goes Neves then, followed by Revel, and now Adam Shelton is passed by Dave Brooke on the start-finish straight. Looks like Shelton's having a bit of a more trouble actually in a straight line than anywhere else. This further back is number 17, then Gary Woodward, who looks like he's on his way to winning the pre-national 1000 championship. And here is Josh Day once more, rider from Swindon. Of course, Josh, a regular rider in the British Championship for most of this season, but the last 2 rounds has been with us here at Thundersport GP, and is doing a good job too. Just keeping his eyes on everything. Of course, concentration key in these conditions, and he's just going through the motions at the moment. He looks smooth. Short shift there between the left and the right through the mountain, and then he just floats over the top now through Hall Bends. You can see that dry line starting to appear. That might be interesting by the time we get to the end of the day's racing. He's coming up on some traffic now as well, and there's a rider who's gone down, and that is Matt Stevenson, who's gone down. Now, Matt was one of the contenders for the pre-national 1000 championship, so this is big news here. And according to my maths, Gary Woodward just needs to finish this race now, and he will be champion. So that is a big change in the pre-national 1000s. There's Steve Parsons. He goes through ahead of Dave Brooke. Then Adam Shelton. And Adam Shelton here, we don't expect Shane Pearson to race. He said this morning he's not going to race. It doesn't look like it's going to happen for him. Therefore, these points here for Adam Shelton effectively would crown him champion, but you never know. Pearson might change his mind. He might come out later on to play, in which case it might still be open. So lots of maths still to sort out here in this championship as we now look at Craig Neve. It looks like Josh Day's on his way to win ahead of this man, Craig Neve. Michael Neves at the moment in 3rd place. A good podium for Michael. All weather conditions. Michael has found himself in the top 5 or 6 this year. And there is Nick Williamson. He's about to be approached by the race leader. So just a quarter of a lap remaining then for Josh Day on the Crank Racing Kawasaki. New team. And good results so far. This is Adam Shelton. He's had some ups and downs over the years as Adam. We first came across him here at Cadwell Park on the Aprilia Super Team machine back in 2008, and he won a race then, and since we've seen some brilliant performances from him. But here today, the win goes to Josh Day. Good result there for the crack racing rider. He wins it by an absolute mile ahead of what should be Craig Neve. We just see Parsons there going ahead of Dave Brooke, but now we're looking at the Superstock 1000 man, Adam Shelton. And well, they say at stages like this, the champion-elect, don't they? Well, it certainly looks that way for Adam Shelton as he crosses the line, and they are the points that he should need now to wrap this one up. I think he'll be looking forward to the close season so he can get some rest, but Josh Day wins that by 22 seconds ahead of Craig Neve. Michael Neves finishes in a solid third ahead of Adam Revel. Good result for him. Then Steve Parsons and David Brooke. On the podium there then, Josh Day, Craig Neve and Michael Neves. And in the super stock class, it's Josh Day again with a win ahead of Craig Neve and Adam Revel. In the pre-national thousands, it is a win and the championship to Gary Woodward, centre stage. Well done to you, sir.
Josh, what a race that was. I mean, you were gone, man.
Yeah, no, we had a good pace this morning in the wet practice, and I've always liked to think of myself as a wet rider, and I like it really. So, no, big thanks to Mark and all the guys at Crank Racing, because I mean, I broke my back at the start of the year and lost my sponsor, lost my ride, and for him to give me a shot at this and just to get back up here on a quick bike, doing some quick laps, some quick boys. It's really good. Like, obviously, also my personal sponsors who have stuck by me, X-Lite, Kendrick Spalding, like North Gloss, just everybody really who's stuck by me. It's all been worth it. So thanks, guys. Cheers.
Gary, fantastic win there, and to take the 2015 championship, you must be utterly made up.
Absolutely unbelievable, Sid. Unbelievable. I started racing this year, and at the start, I just thought if I can come in and not get lapped, and to win it is just unbelievable. Words can't explain.
But you've just come on and on and on and on, and I think the biggest thing is the consistency, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've had a lot of help from Billy Mellor and the team. The team have been fantastic. Without them, I couldn't have done it. And yeah, it's just obviously experience. You know, the more races you get, the more experience you get, and the faster you get.
The GB Racing 600 Sportsman Elite Championship is on the line. 2 races to go. It'll be after the break. Welcome back to Thundersport Elite, and now it's time for the 600 Sportsman Elite here. 2 races to go and so much still up for grabs. The Formula 600 Championship already went to Lee Williams as we welcome back Lewis Rollo to the field, and he will surely feature here in the top 4 or 5. Davey Todd here though leads the Superstock 600 Championship and is favourite for that so far, ahead of this man, Matt Truelove. However, in the grand scheme of things, the actual Sportsman Elite 600 Championship itself, after a result yesterday for Davey Todd, both Truelove and Todd come into this race level on points with 2 races to go. Away from the line we go, and down into turn 1, and already Lee Williams getting the elbows out and takes the lead into Coppice Corner, but it looked like Davey Todd was getting aggressive around the outside as they make their way into Charlie's, and that's Lewis Rollo who flies through. Will he get it stopped just there? Lee Williams pushed wide. There's not a lot of room there, mentioned that already to you, as all of these 600s fly through. I would imagine, despite the fact that we have Formula 600 bikes and Superstock 600 bikes out there, for the sake of this championship, I'm going to forget that. Let's just get it out of the window and see what we've got at stake here on circuit, because Truelove and Todd are both Superstock bikes. Williams, doesn't matter whether he's on a Formula bike or not, because they're all going for the same prize here. So we'll forget about those classes for the time being and just watch the race as it unfolds. Lewis Rollo leads then, number 18 from Harry Truelove, number 15. Then we've got Davey Todd, number 74, Lee Williams, 94. Matt Truelove is number 59. As we just see a bit further back there, that was Adam Clark trying to make up some ground. Rollo already with a nice lead then ahead of Harry Truelove. I wonder if the Truelove brothers have had a discussion here this morning as to whether or not there's some team orders there, whether Harry might just be able to help out his big brother Matt, who's just in the background there, number 59. Matt then needs to finish ahead of Davey Todd to have any chance of winning the championship here this weekend. As it stands, this is a good spot for Davey Todd to be in. And there is Lee Williams going up the inside of Davy Todd. That'll be tough to stop there for Lee as they go darting into Park Corner. Harry Truelove it is there, number 15, who at the moment is in the position that his brother needs to be in. Lewis Rollo is already trying to pull away at the front of this one. Number 18, of course, remember from Haddington, the Scotsman, the former Aprilia Super Teen champion, back with us. He got himself a bit injured earlier on in the season, and he's flying already away from the chasing pack. But this is Harry Truelove then, up ahead of Davy Todd, and now look who's made up ground as well. Matt Truelove, 59 there, up ahead now of Lee Williams, number 94. And Truelove has got eyes only for Davy Todd as they make their way over the mountain and now through Hall Bends. Normally only room for one at a time through here, but there goes Matt Truelove, and he goes straight on onto the slippery stuff. It's wet, there's leaves everywhere, and that is a fair effort just to stay on board from Matt Truelove. What a job he has on his hands now. 18 goes through, the race leader ahead of Harry Truelove. Now he's got to do his brother a favour or two. He's going to have to hold this lot up. There's Lee Williams fighting past Davy Todd as they go into turn 1. Brilliant racing then so far, but bad news if you're a Matt Truelove fan. He's got a bit of work to do. There is Adam Clark. This season Adam Clark has gone from strength to strength and will surely fight his way up towards the top 3 of this championship if he's at this again next year. The sharp end then, it is still Lewis Rollo that leads. You're looking at the battle for second, and who's that? That's Jordan Rushby who's gone down. Jordan was catching the pack out front and maybe just bitten off a little more than he can chew. And look in the background there, Matt Truelove, out of nowhere, despite having gone grass tracking just a lap ago, is flying through. And whilst these guys tussle, as we see Lee Williams fighting past Harry Truelove, it's giving Matt a chance, and look at him. He's absolutely flying here. He's got the bit between his teeth. He's angry probably about what's just happened. Lewis Rollo it is that leads then Lee Williams, then Davy Todd, then Harry Truelove, followed by Matt Truelove, and Matt Truelove is very much now a part of this one again. I thought that was curtains there for him in this race. Not so. He is flying. Of course, the Truelove brothers hailing from Lincoln, so this home round for them, their friends, family, we're all here watching. Davy Todd himself, number 74 from Saltburn, on the Kawasaki in his first year of racing. He's looking to do the business as well as we look further back there at number 43, Richard Wardle. Just up ahead of Tom Ledden, number 21. Nice to see Tom back out again. Of course, last year, a competitor in the Thundersport 500s. He started this year out on a Golden Era Superbike Kawasaki, but it just hasn't worked out. The bike's just not playing ball with Tom Leonard, but he's proving here that he is a force out on a 600. So the Flying Scotsman has flown away. He leads ahead of Lee Williams, the Formula 600 champion for 2015. Then in third we've got Harry Truelove, Davy Todd and Matt Truelove. Davy Todd is in a Truelove sandwich. It's not where you want to be here on this circuit at the moment, but Matt Truelove, hats off for managing to close that gap down, having gone onto the grass through Hall Bends. And how on earth do you stay on board a machine at those speeds through Hall Bends on the grass? Incredible stuff. And there is Davy Todd. So Davy's now finally got past Harry Truelove. Matt is up next, and Matt will be begging his brother to keep his nose well out of this one. There's Lee Williams in second ahead of Davy Todd and Harry Truelove, then Matt Truelove. We mustn't forget that this man at the bottom of your screen, Lewis Rollo, is winning so far. A look over the shoulder there from Harry Truelove. He'll spot his brother. Harry now trying to get back on terms with Davy Todd, and together Team Truelove are going to try and bully Davy Todd out of this championship. Lewis Rollo it is that leads. Good effort this from Lewis. He's keeping his nose out of it completely on the Kawasaki. Talented rider, we've always known that. And he's up ahead of some very good riders so far. There is number 77, Stuart Haslam. He is a relative of the Haslam franchise, if you like. It's nice to see Stuart back out there and being competitive. But here we go then. Truelove leads. Truelove is now up ahead of his brother, so Matt ahead of Harry, and now that's close. He nudges Lee Williams as they go into Mansfield. This is the battle for second place. Out ahead still Rollo. There he is going into the mountain. This is Lee Williams then, and he's just giving as good as he gets. Matt Truelove from nowhere has managed to come from miles back to now find himself in with a shout of getting himself second place. Davy Todd for the moment, the man that's lost out big time on the last lap. Lee Williams going very well so far as we go through Hall Bends, and a high tide from the leader. Lewis Rollo's out, and that's not a good place for the bike to be. They're all trying to avoid. Good avoiding action from those guys behind. The Flying Scotsman had a huge lead, but he's thrown it away, and now you're looking at the battle for the win. Lee Williams across the line has it from Matt Trulove and Harry Trulove and Davey Todd, and this is just the most perfect scenario you could have possibly wished for as a neutral. No offence to Lewis Rollo, of course, because he was doing very well, but the championship is going down to the wire, and they're all fighting for the win. Matt Trulove is now leading. How on earth has this happened in this race here at Cadwell Park? Some people say, you know, when you get a sprinkling of rain overnight, it's dreadful for bike racing. Well, sadly, on this particular occasion, I say sadly, it's not sad at all. It's the complete opposite. Brilliant stuff here as we look at Haslam and Clark fighting there at the moment, battling for 5th place, believe it or not. This is the fight for the win. Matt Trulove's checking out. How on earth is this possible? 133s in these weather conditions is absolutely flying. And Lee Williams has to go straight on there through the new chicane. It doesn't look like he's taken any advantage there. He slots back into 2nd position, so I don't think he'll get penalised for that. But now he will get the hammer down and try and close in on Matt Trulove. Through Hall Bends we go. Harry Trulove at the moment doing his big brother a few favours, because Davey Todd's back in 4th place. Now as they exit the final hairpin, of course, before heading into Barn Corner, it's still the same position. There is Adam Clark then. Managed to get himself now up to 5th place ahead of Stuart Haslam. Still Tom Leonard further back, and the last lap flag is out. So Todd and Trulove at the moment on level points, but it doesn't look like it's going to stay that way. Matt Trulove really could give himself an advantage here going into the final race, which will of course be the final race in this show. So you're going to want to watch that no matter what happens here. We are going to the final race, and Davey Todd has somehow got to find his way from 4th. I don't think he'll win it, but he could potentially get himself up to 2nd. There's Matt Trulove then. What a last few laps this has been from Matt Trulove. Harry Trulove is now up into 2nd place ahead of Lee Williams. So Harry is just guarding his brother's lead. Brilliant stuff here from the Truloves. I don't know if they've planned this overnight, but it's working out perfectly so far. Lee Williams and Davey Todd then in 3rd and 4th with just a few corners left, and Lee Williams already getting aggressive as they now enter Hall Bends, and they look very close indeed. Davey Todd here, I don't know what he's got up his sleeve, if anything, but he's got to try something. Harry Trulove and Lee Williams, then they exit. Oh, and a wobble. Oh, and Lee Williams has gone down as a reaction to what happened to Harry Trulove. That's so bad for Lee Williams, but that means Davey Todd's going to get 2nd place. Across the line we go. What a race there from the Sportsman Elite 600. That was one out of heaven. Such a shame there for Lee Williams. There was little he could do about that. He tried to avoid Harry Trulove, didn't work out. Matt Trulove somehow won that race. I might have to watch that back myself to find out how far back he came from. But he will go into the last race of the season 5 points ahead of Davey Todd in 2nd, and there was Harry as well. Let's not forget in the formulas, it was Stuart Haslam the winner.
Winner of Formula 600, Stuart. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Bit of a struggle to hold on, mind you. Bit of arm pump for the last 2 laps, but yeah, I managed to bring it home.
I suppose it's still a bit damp through the trees, was it?
It is, yeah. It's a little bit greasy, to be quite honest with you, but I got my intermediates on, first time I've ever ridden with them, so yeah, it all went well.
And who have you got to thank?
All my friends and family for keep coming and supporting me, and the girlfriend for putting up with me, the moods and...
Matt Trulove, still close at the top. I mean, you know how to leave it to the end, don't you?
Yeah, it's difficult to celebrate that when you've got one more race and it's championship deciding. It was unbelievable, the race was. I mean, it was just, you know, whoever got in the front was like a benchmark, so everyone went to that. And when Lee came inside me, I didn't think the move was there, to be fair. I just ran into me, pushed him on the grass, and I just thought, well, that's it now. You've either got to dig in and go like hell, or, you know, you've lost the championship, basically. So luckily I dug in, and Harry did a brilliant race, just kept battling with him to make sure they didn't get away too much. And then when I hit the front, Lewis crashed, and perfect result in the end, but yeah, it's great.
And who have you got to thank?
Everyone really. Ian from Scorpion, who sorts us all the helmets out, Richard Signs Express, my dad, my family, Webbs, Andy at Webbs sorting that out, Mark at Race Products, B&C Express, Rog, everyone who comes and helps. It's just like a whole team event and couldn't do it without any of them, so brilliant.
Brilliant racing then, and I cannot wait for race 2. That'll be coming up later. Pre-National 600s up after the break. Welcome back to Cadwell Park then. Time for race 2 in the Pre-National Sports 600s. This man was victorious earlier on, of course, Charlie Morris, number 157. Still got wets on, so you can see that it's still quite damp out there. There is Sam Osborne, who finished 3rd in race 1. His leathers look a bit second-hand, Sam. He's been down the road a couple of times this season, obviously. There is Brendan Mallender, number 6. The champion, Darren Ibbotson, not on the grid for this one. He's obviously already sipping on the champagne, watching this one with his feet up, celebrating, so well done to Darren. The lights go out here at Cadwell Park, and a really good start there from Charlie Morris, and he's going to surely take the lead into turn 1. Sam Osborne struggling to keep the front wheel down on his Suzuki as they tip into turn 1, but he still manages to go into 2nd place. So Morris 157 will lead through Charlie's, and then down into Park Corner we go. Morris with the lead then Osborne, followed by James May, Brendan Mallender, and then number 36, Sylvester, who of course earlier on finished in 2nd place, but he had a bit of work to do on the opening few laps. This time he seems to have got away with a better start. Further back there, a few changes for position as Martin Paulak there in the RAF Motorsport Association riders makes up a place. So there's Sylvester up ahead of Mallender, number 6. Then you've got in there as well number 115, another of the MSG Racing Suzukis. That's Sam McFarlane. Then there's number 81, Stevie Elliott, one of our Royal Marine riders. It says in the programme he's down, he's residing in Exeter, which might be right. Does a very good impression of a Scotsman. That's mainly because he is one, as they're now heading down into the chicane. There's Lee Howarth, number 4, up ahead of number 131, Greg Scanlon. So it's Morris that leads, 157, then Osborne, then May. James May, who got himself on the top step, of course, back at Rockingham, as I mentioned earlier on, and he was very happy with that too. The exits at the hairpin, we've seen a few accidents there, haven't we, already today? Mallender, then McFarlane, number 115, then into Barn Corner. Look, from that angle, you get a real idea as to just how slippery and horrible it is down into there. A few people on pit wall there on the left, cheering a few on. I love it when you see people giving riders the fists and say, come on, get a move on. I feel like parking the bike up. Right, your turn. See how you fare in these awful conditions here at Cadwell Park. At the moment, going pretty well for Charlie Morris. He looks like he could be on for the double victory. Further back there, you just see number 27. That's Brian Fuge the Luge. Given that nickname because when he came off earlier in the season, or was it last season, he was bombing down the hill. It looked like he was on a luge, and a surname pronounced Fuge, although it looks like Fwidge. It's a funny surname, but Brian there going all right. There's Charlie Morris, your race leader, MSG Suzuki. Up ahead so far of his teammate Sam Osborne, number 73. This is definitely one of the more promising weekends we've seen from both of these riders, really. And already Morris there wheeling out of the new chicane. There's James May in 3rd then, and then number 36 on the Australia Race Tech Yamaha, Aaron Sylvester. Number 36, Aaron from Horncastle, so not too far for him to travel home after the day's racing is complete. There is Joe Lawrence, number 888, just going up ahead of Ollie Perry, number 80, into the bottom of the mountain. Of course, it used to be a faster approach down into the mountain until that new chicane was put in. Brendan Mallender then, number 6, Ewan Meston, then McFarlane, now coming through Hall Bends. There is Lawrence once more, number 888, that green bib on, which matches the colour scheme, of course, of the Kawasaki's themselves. But across to tick off another lap, it is 157. Charlie Morris from Potter's Bar, up ahead of 73 Osborne from Billingshurst. And then here is Brandon Mallender, then number 6, who changed from Honda to Yamaha midway through the season. And looks like it's going to be a close run thing as to whether or not he can overtake Harry Truelove for second. In fact, I don't think he can. So I think it looks like Brendan Mallender's set for 3rd place in the championship for 2015, ahead of Johnny Towers, who's not racing here today. Of course, Towers has had his fair share of podiums towards the end of this season as well, but the final weekend, it's been good so far from Charlie Morris and Sam Osborne. Aaron Sylvester's making up good ground further behind these guys like he did in race 1. His lap times look a bit better than the riders in front of him as we go through the chicane, and Morris again just has a glance over his shoulder, as does James May, number 7, looking back at Sylvester. He's catching you, James, I'm afraid, as they now go through the mountain, and Sylvester will now try and pick his point where he might be able to nip past him. Through Hall Bends we go. One line through here. We've seen so many times some audacious attempts at overtaking manoeuvres through Hall Bends. Oh, Sam Osborne, and we've got another one that bites the dust down into the hairpin here at Cadwell Park. So slippy it is on the exit. Nice to see that everyone so far has got up and walked away, but Osborne is out of this race from second, and he was having such a good one. Now these guys all of a sudden are fighting for second and third. So whatever happens here, provided they both stay upright, they'll be on for some silverware. They'd have a bit on to try and catch Charlie Morris, who's already heading there into Park Corner. So James May is in second at the moment, Aaron Sylvester in third. Aaron Sylvester there, number 36. They're fighting it out for second place overall. Further back, Brendan Mallender has company in the shape of Adam Darnell, Ewan Meston, McFarlane, Perry, Manger, Joe Lawrence we saw earlier on, Alistair Wright, Nick Bowen, Scanlon, Warren Gittings are all in the points as it stands. As we head around Chris Curve and then into the Gooseneck, one of the faster points off the circuit. Morris again having a look over his shoulder. I reckon it might be time to invest in a pit board there, Charlie. It's for what it costs for a pit board, if you can get someone to do it, it would save you time on circuit. We have certainly seen over the years riders that have looked over their shoulder that have lost some serious time in races. We see there down into the, I thought I heard some noise there, the nasty sound of a bike going down, and it's Lee Howarth, number 4, who's up and walking away where he was, and now it looks like he might be a bit winded as they make their way into the new chicane to the bike in the middle. It's that horrible sound that you hear, that scraping that you never want to hear, the sound of a bike going down. Here is Charlie Morris then, who sees the last lap flag. At the moment he's up ahead of Sylvester and James May in this race. So just, oh, and there's a rider that's gone down, and that's Stevie Elliott. A nice soft landing for him, but the Royal Marines man, he'll be used to a bit of water, but this one not worked out for him there as the hairy bikers wheel away his machine. Charlie Morris it is that looks like he's set for the race win. Sylvester for second place. James May, who went a bit wide just earlier on and lost a bit of ground, is going to take third if they stay upright, and that is a big if in these conditions. Brendan Mallender here, number 6, just looking to finish the season here with a bundle of points. He's at the moment in 5th place behind Adam Darnell, but you can't quite see Adam in that shot. He's up ahead of Ewan Meston though. There is Morris, he's just put a lap on Andy Castle, one of our other RAF riders, and Morris has got this one in the bag, and he really is cruising round now as he goes over the mountain, and will no doubt have another look over his shoulder in a moment. He's wheeling through towards Hall Bends, nice and easy does it. Can go wrong, of course, when you completely slow down, because it's not actually normal to you. You're so used to racing around these circuits. But anyway, it looks like it's job done for him, and James May here likewise is going to get a podium. Charlie Morris does the double in the pre-national 600s. Well done to him across the line. Good day at the office for the MSG Racing Suzuki rider. Aaron Sylvester finishes in 2nd, James May 3rd, Adam Darnell in 4th, Brendan Mallender finishes in 5th, and Ewan Meston in 6th. Good effort then from the top 3 there on the podium. Charlie Morris the winner from Aaron Sylvester on the left and James May on the right. And in the points then at the end of the season, Darren Ibbotson takes it, courtesy of 11 points ahead of Harry Truelove. Brendan Mallender does take 3rd ahead of Johnny Towers. James May finishes the year in 5th ahead of Michael Tustin. That's it then. We will be back after the break for race 2 in the GP1s. Welcome back to Cadwell Park. The GP1 race is up next. We said earlier on Adam Shelton in terms of the Superstock thousands. Looks like he's probably wrapped this one up. I can confirm that Shane Pearson's not made his way onto the grid. We're on board here with Adam Shelton at the moment. So he's crowned champion already, but there's problems here for Adam Shelton. as they make their way onto the grid. I don't know whether he's got bike issues, mechanical issues or whatever, or whether he's made a wrong tyre choice. Either way, he's not fancied it, and he doesn't have to be out there because Shane Pearson's not there. Therefore, Adam Shelton is crowned Superstock 1000 champion. So I'm sure we'll catch up with him after this race. Many congratulations to him. There's a few gaps on the grid though as a result of all this drama this weekend. And away we go from the line. Dan Neen's on pole, number 77 on the familiar Paget colour scheme there. They head into turn 1. Josh Day will go into second place, then Craig Neve, number 4, in third. Certainly what it looked like from this angle. Down into Park Corner, Josh Day has managed to get past the Honda there of Dan Neen, and then Craig Neve. Fourth place for Dave Brooke, then Parsons, then Curtis Rothwell and Michael Neves. Further back we just saw 17 there, Gary Woodward, the champion for the pre-national thousands. So congratulations to him, and that is a proper colour scheme, isn't it? The orange and black towards the back end. I know that Thundersport Sid will like that one, Thundersport colours. Number 73 then heading down into Mansfield. There is Parsons, followed by Rothwell, Neves and Panther, that looked like. And then in the orange and black, just at the tail of that group, Adam Walters from Chaddesden on the AW Racing Suzuki. Few of the riders there struggling to keep the front wheel on the deck as they exit the new chicane into the other chicane here at the bottom of the mountain. There is Dan Neen, number 77 from Bradden, of course, on the Isle of Man. Nice to see Dan out here playing with these guys. Of course, you're used to seeing him racing out on the roads. This is probably, of most of the short circuits, as close to the roads as you're going to get. And so he's getting himself some well-earned track time, although condition was not exactly favourable. Josh Day is the man to beat, though. We saw in race 1, of course, he won the race by 22 seconds. If you're just joining us and you're wondering what's happening in terms of championships, well, 2 of the 3 champions in this class format aren't out on circuit. Curtis Wright picked up the GP1 crown overall just last time out at Donington Park. Adam Shelton is now watching from the grandstand at the mountain, no doubt. He has just been crowned Superstock 1000 champion. Gary Woodward was crowned pre-national 1000 champion in race 1, and he is currently out there at the moment in this race. Josh Day it is that leads, though. Josh, as you heard in the interview he did with Sid at the end of race 1, of course, broke his back earlier in the season, and Crack Racing have given him another chance. We knew he was quick, though, of course, a British Championship competitor, but he's up against some decent riders in this GP1 field. No slouches here. Although he's got the better of them in these conditions. Now, looking at the time screens, Gary Woodward, who was crowned pre-national 1000 champion earlier on, did not go past at the end of lap 1, so I don't know if he's pulled in or whether he's had an off somewhere, but either way, Woodward won't be celebrating with another victory here. This is about a further back behind the leaders between Michael Neves, Stephen Parsons, Curtis Rothwell. They're getting themselves stuck in here, this group. There's number 194 as well, that's Bill Callister. So Bill's getting himself some fun. A rider that's experienced the TT for the first time this year. Josh Day breaking away now from the rest of the field. Craig Neve in a bit of a lonely second place. Then we see Dan Neen in third and Dave Brooke in fourth. And Dave Brooke has been catching Dan Neen, so he's been going about a second a lap quicker. Then we have Neves, Parsons and Rothwell. Rothwell there with the yellow leathers. Then it's Matt Stevenson, who went down in race 1, who leads the pre-national 1000 race, as it were. So he's the leader in that class within the field. He went down in race 1 and lost the championship, but he will go out with his head held high here, possibly, if he can keep it upright and guide his machine home. This is Dave Brooke then, who's been lapping about a second quicker than Dan Neen, and you can see he's just reining in the Honda just up ahead. The Honda in these in this form, in this class, not particularly the best weapon to have, as you've probably seen in all forms of championship racing over the last couple of years, but that may well change in the next season or two. Dan Neen, though, a good rider, and he's being hunted down now by Dave Brooke. Dave Brooks had a very good year in 2015. The runner-up from a couple of years ago in the pre-national 600s has been really getting stronger and stronger, and has been tussling with some big names in the class, fighting away with some former champions, and I think that he could walk away from this season with his head held high. He's done very well indeed. Now then, there's Michael Neves, number 33, the prime factors BMW. You could say likewise for him really this year. Then Matt Stevenson, who's relatively a rookie compared to those in front of him. Then Parsons, number 11, who was in the pre-national 600 championship last year. Then Curtis Rothweller, previous champion just a few years back in this class. There you can see Dave Brook. He thought about trying to make a move. He goes through some of the remaining standing water here, but this is your race leader on the Crank Racing Kawasaki. Josh Day, just very smooth, short shifting where he needs to, not pushing it too hard, and he's got a handsome lead up ahead of Craig Neve. This is then the moment we thought might happen. Dave Brook neatly disposes of Dan Nee down into Park Corner. Just seen there that Bill Callister has not finished this race either, and Callum O'Shea, so those two riders out. Now there's a change as Matt Stevenson has now made his way past Michael Neve, so this is a good run here for Matt Stevenson. He was already inside the top 10, but he's fought his way up into 6th place overall, so really good job done by him. Further back there we saw Gary Hutchinson, and there is Andrew Stockdale as well. They're being lapped in a moment by the eventual race winner, you have to suspect, Josh Day. These guys have all fought it out in the pre-national thousands this year as well. In amongst them, number 75, Paul Marley on that silver Suzuki, and here comes Josh Day, delicately you could argue, just filtering his way through this pack, not trying to get himself caught up in any trouble at all. Michael Neves has now gone back past Matt Stevenson, so this is the battle for 5th place, in fact, not 6th as I mentioned earlier. So Michael Neves has done it. Last lap flag is out then, and Josh Day has made his way past that gaggle of riders. Got another one to deal with there. Looks like number 18 that he's coming up on to lap. Craig Neve, number 4, the rider from Immingham on the Colmac Flexi Hydraulic Kawasaki. As I said, a bit of a lonely race, but a good effort nonetheless. There is Josh Day. Just half a lap to go then, and a good double win here for Josh. I'm sure we'll see him out again fighting in 2016. Likewise for Craig Neve. 3rd place for Dave Brooks. Hardly a classic this race to end the season for 2015, but we have seen some corkers over the course of the season in the GP1 class. A few riders not out in this one, but certainly when you compare it to Donington Park, where we had some 13 former champions on the grid and about 50 into qualifying. But these conditions, unless you're on a 600 of course, in the Sportsman Elite class, possibly not quite working out for the neutral. But Josh Day will be happy with it. It's been a solid weekend for him and a solid day here today on the wet tyres. Temperatures are cool enough not to completely rub them ones away and burn off the chunks, but anyway, good job done. Josh Day wins the race here, 2 out of 2 for him, and the Crank Racing Kawasaki team could celebrate here at the end of the season. They got themselves a good rider there. 2nd place did go to Craig Neve and Dave Brook 3rd, so that's the same result in Superstock Thousands as well. Dan Neve finished in 4th, ahead of Michael Neves, who managed to hold off Matt Stevenson in the end and take 5th place. So there's the top 3, including Adam Shelton on the centre of your picture there as well. And the Scruffs Racing Kawasaki rider is the champion for Superstock Thousands for 2015. Many congratulations to him. And in the pre-nationals, Gary Woodward, the champion, joins Matt Stevenson on the top step. Matt won the pre-nationals there in that race. The final standings then, as you can see, Curtis Wright won the GP1 overall, ahead of Adam Shelton, who just managed to stay ahead of Michael Neves. He finishes in 3rd. Well done to Nevesy, who then gets himself ahead of Shane Pearson. Superstock Thousands, Shelton pitches that one as well away from Pearson. Parsons climbs up into 3rd overall, ahead of Dave Brook, Craig Neve and Billy Mellor. And in the pre-national Thousands, Gary Woodward victorious, ahead of Matt Stevenson, Jonathan Panter, Michael Mace, Andrew Stockdale and Jack York. Just 3 points in it in the end.
Matt, unbelievable, fantastic race win. You couldn't do any more. You come on really, really strong towards the end of the season, and I think, unless my maths are wrong, and I went to a good school, it was approved, but it was about 3 points, I think, is all.
Yeah, it was close that last race before, and he came around inside of me, and I thought he's got way more pace than me. I'm gonna have to make a move now to hold him back, or else he's gonna be gone. And I went for inside of him, and fella on a red ZX10, and I don't know whether I locked up or clipped him, but front went down, and that would end race earlier. And then this afternoon's been ace, but championship were gone by then. But you know, it's how it goes, isn't it? Been a brilliant weekend again, but yeah, ace.
Well, you've done a fantastic job, and I mean, like we all watch riders here at Thundersport, and we watched you come on immensely in the time you've been here this year. But have you got some people to thank?
Oh, there's loads. You know, everyone here that's watched, everyone here that's come to stay, you know, watch and whatnot. There's Amy, Charlie, Harley, Paul from work, all my family, Jim and Hillary's, everyone. You know, a few people that have helped me this year with sponsorship and stuff. You know, iDreamer and Titan Engineering, and you know, just everyone that's helped has been brilliant. So all makes a big difference, doesn't it? And yeah, it's been ace.
Adam Shelton, 2015 Superstock 1000 champion. How does it sound?
It sounds amazing. You couldn't write it, could you, what happened today? I just cannot believe it. It's been such a season, you know, ups and downs. Broke my leg, you know, first time big injury like that. But, you know, consistency means everything. And, yeah, it's just been amazing. So I've got to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody. Everybody, it doesn't matter how small it is. Everyone makes up this huge gearbox of essential bits to get me where I am. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Everyone, you know, so cheers. Really happy. Bit of a disappointing way to go out for the last race, but it is what it is, and at the end of the day, you know, it's the result that counts, and we got it, so cheers. All right.
Well, I can tell you had gearbox in your head because you used the pseudonym, but I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's been really tough, and I mean, the way you came back from Rockingham, which was a really nasty break in your leg, you know, just seriously well done from everyone at Thundersport.
Thanks ever so much. I mean, you know, you guys have given me the platform to learn since 2008, and it's just been brilliant. You know, it's a mega series. I wouldn't, you know, if you're thinking about doing it, get yourself here. You know, that's the way forward. You know, I'm happy now.
Yep, so are we, Adam. Many congratulations to you. Join us again after the break. One more race to go. Welcome back to the final part of Thundersport Elite, and now it is time for the final race, the Sportsman Elite 600. 5 points separate this man, Davey Todd, and Matt Truelove, number 59. It's in favour of Matt Truelove after that stupendous victory earlier on. Lee Williams, of course, will be looking to make up for what happened earlier on in race 1. Likewise, Lewis Rollo, you just saw a moment ago, number 18. There is Matt. Also in the Superstock 600 class, slightly different points table in that one. It looks like Davey Todd's 23 ahead, so he's really just got to finish this race. And the Superstock 600 crown goes to him, but it's the Sportsman Elite is the one that they all want, of course. It's the one overall. And this is now on board with Matt Truelove, who has a 5-point lead ahead of the man that you're looking at just up ahead of him. Around Charlie's we go, and onto the back straight, but you can see from this view that it's not really a straight. Dips down, curves left, goes up right, then into the tricky part corner. Lewis Rollo starts as he means to go on. Of course, it didn't end too well for him in race 1. The Scotsman, after a huge lead he'd built up, managed to crash on the exit of the hairpin. Likewise for Lee Williams, although it wasn't necessarily Lee's fault, of course. Harry Truelove managed to sort of high side. It looked like he was going to go down, whacked Lee Williams. Lee then went down. It's been all sorts of fun and frolics going on in this championship all year long, and it hasn't stopped here. There is number 43, that's Richard Wardle. Had a good run out, didn't he, earlier on, but Lewis Rollo again has the advantage. You can just see there on the front of his fairings, #101. That's in memory of Andy Lawson. Andy, who sadly lost his life earlier on this season, of course, an ex-Thundersport champion. So that's a nice little touch there from the Scotsman out front. Davey Todd in second there, number 74, and 59, Matt Truelove. So at the moment, Matt just sitting on Davey's shoulder, keeping an eye on things. If the checkered flag were to go out now, Davey Todd would be crowned Superstock 600 champion, but Matt Truelove would be crowned Sportsman Elite champion. But there you see Davey Todd going wide into barn corner, and Matt Truelove gobbles him up as they go on to the start-finish straight. In 4th place there is Harry Truelove. Little brother helped out big brother quite a lot, didn't he, in race 1? What will happen here in race 2? There's Jordan Rushby, he went down in race 1, and Tom Leonard, number 21. Former Thundersport 500 competitor. He looks far more comfortable, doesn't he, on that 600 than we've seen him on the Golden Era Superbike so far this year. Lewis Rollo trying to check out, much like he did in race 1. It doesn't look like it's working out quite as well this time around. Matt Truelove is keeping him honest, It's about just under a second gap. There is Tom Leonard, number 21, the rider from Stockton on tees. Up from the northeast. They're a good bunch, this lot, if you want to laugh, off circuit. And Leonard Racing Team. Now then, you can see that gap coming down. Matt Truelove really homing in on Lewis Rollo. He just ran slightly wide on the exit of Mansfield, so he just takes a quick check over his shoulder to see if he's got any company. In truth, he looks pretty good at the moment. Harry Truelove does the same. Where's Davey Todd? Davey Todd is further back and he's struggling. This is not good news for Davey Todd in terms of the Sportsman Elite 600 Championship overall, but I just wonder whether Davey Todd has got his eyes technically on the Superstock 600 Championship as well, because with a 23-point lead, if he was to not finish this race and Matt Truelove wins, Matt Truelove would take the pair, the Sportsman Elite and the Superstock 600s, whereas if Davey Todd just finishes this race, he gets the Superstock 600 title, but of course he relinquishes the Sportsman Elite overall, so it's a tricky one here for Davey Todd. Either way, yeah, you can see there Davey looking over his shoulder. He's not comfortable at all. I think Davey Todd is going to settle here for the Superstock 600 Championship. He's seen how much Matt Truelove is willing to put on the line to win the Sportsman Elite overall. It's not worth the risk, according to Dave Todd. So Davey is going to try and just get this race done and dusted, pick up the 600 Superstock Championship. As we now look further back at number 11, Grant McIntosh from Wakefield on the Donkey Box Racing Triumph. The Donkey Box Racing team that also spreads into the 500 Championship as well. Here's Lee Williams then, your Formula 600 Championship, and so at the moment it's looking like Lee Williams will, of course, was already the champion of Formula 600s. Matt looks like he could win Sportsman Elite, and Davey Todd the Superstock 600. That's quite a fair share, isn't it, between the three of them who have fought so well this year. Now on board with Matt Truelove as we go over the top of the mountain. Front wheel there off the deck, landing down nicely. Now let's see how quick he is through Hall Bend. Right, left, you can see the undulations there from that camera angle. Bit of a dry line appearing. Lee Williams there in third. Harry Truelove in fourth place, number 15. There is Richie Wardle, number 43. Further back, Aaron Sylvester that you saw in the pre-nationals. There he is, number 36. Then Davey Todd. So at the moment, Davey Todd is going to pick up some points, which will be good enough for the Superstock 600s. Now we go back to the front. Lewis Rollo up ahead, and this is Matt Truelove now trying to go to the inside line. These two on Superstock 600 machines into turn one, uphill, left-hander. Good move this from Truelove. Perfectly executed into Charlie's. That is how you do that. Matt Truelove goes up the inside, now into the off-camber. Charlie's out before winding on the power. Go downhill, keep the bike left and uphill again. Don't miss your braking point now into Park Corner. Some lovely onboard stuff there from Matt Truelove, who as it stands is on his way now to this Sportsman Elite 600 Championship. In the background there, where's second place man gone? Lewis Rollo. Lewis Rollo, was he there? Did he maybe run a bit wide coming into Charlie's after Matt Truelove passed him? Who knows, but it doesn't look like Lewis Rollo's there. We'll confirm that for you in just a moment. No, he's gone. He's gone. Matt Truelove's out alone at the front of this race, so Lewis Rollo is out. Not good news then for the Scotsman, and that means that Lee Williams is promoted up to second and Harry Truelove third. Now I wonder what Matt Truelove's going to do here, because with Davey Todd further back, Matt doesn't really need to push too hard here. Lee Williams will just want to finish the year on a high with a win, as he has done all season long. Harry Truelove, of course, would just love to get as many points as possible. He's played a perfect wingman, hasn't he, for his brother so far here today at Cadwell Park. But Matt Truelove doesn't need to do anything too silly. I wonder if Team Truelove have any pit boards. We're about to find out as we head out of Barn Corner and down the start-finish straight. And there's Lee Williams, who goes out ahead. And across the start-finish straight we go. And there is a pit board held out for Matt. And I'm sure that on that pit board, held by Matt's dad, it will probably tell him that this man here, Davey Todd, at the moment is too far back to really be a threat for the Sportsman Elite Championship. But of course, Matt still needs to finish the race. But it's all panning out nicely. So the top three in the championship overall look like they're going to get a championship each here. It's not often that it works out so fairly. As Matt has a look over his shoulder and just sees wingman there, his brother, little brother Harry. So into Mansfield Corner we go. Lee Williams, number 94 from Liverpool on that Kawasaki. looking to round the year off with another win there. Further back is 36, Aaron Sylvester. Both he, Richie Wardle and Stuart Haslam have got themselves ahead of Davey Todd, who's still going round, but Davey at the moment is just inside the top 8. In fact, Adam Clark is bothering him at the moment. There is Lee Williams then up ahead of Matt Truelove. Has Harry just fallen back a bit there? Maybe a bit of a mistake from Harry Truelove. He was on his brother's tail a moment ago. There is Richie Wardle. He's in 4th place now then on the RW Racing Machine. Then Sylvester and 77 Stuart Haslam, who we spoke to as the Formula 600 race leader in the first race, but he's not, of course, at the moment because Lee Williams has got it. Jordan Rushby's lapped there. Jordan, of course, he went down earlier on. Massive crash for him early in the season. Last lap flag out then, and Matt Truelove, well, he can't help himself here, can he? Look, he doesn't need to do anything too silly on this final lap. He is the Sportsman Elite 600 champion if he just stays upright. Lee Williams might even fancy forcing him into a mistake here, but they go down the back straight there. Into Park Corner now. Who will be the last of the late breakers? It will be Lee Williams that stays out front for now, number 94 ahead of Matt Truelove. What a fantastic season the riders in this championship have offered up to us. Lee Williams winning the Formula 600. It looks like Davey Todd now, Superstock 600s, and Matt Truelove. And not just those guys, but many others as well. Harry Truelove, Milo Ward, Tom Neve, Lewis Roller you've just seen, Mulcahy, Tim Neve. So many riders that have offered us some fantastic racing in this class that has brought it to this, the final race of the season, where everything is still on the line. 5 points it was between Truelove and Todd going into this final race, and Truelove has wrapped it up. And well, for his efforts this year, he deserves something, and he's going to get it. The biggest prize of all in the 600s, the Sportsman Elite 600 Championship, will go to this man in just a few corners' time. Wonder if he's feeling the nerves. What a place to do it as well, on home turf, the Lincoln rider, but Lee Williams is going to win it. The Liverpool man, the Formula 600 champion for 2015, wins the race, but Matt Truelove in second gets the biggest prize of all. The Sportsman Elite 600 champion is Matt Truelove. Many congratulations to you, Matt. Your brother's done you proud as well. He finishes in 3rd, Richie Wardle 4th, Adam Sylvester 5th, Stuart Haslam 6th, I can confirm. Davey Todd finished in 8th and is the Superstock 600 champion. So well done to one of the rookies of the year. There's the top 3 then in the formulas. Lee Williams up ahead of Stuart Haslam and Jarvis Adams. And in the stocks, Truelove, Matt that is, ahead of his brother Harry and Richie Wardle. To the points then, Sportsman Elite overall, there it is confirmed. Matt Truelove wins it from Davey Todd, Lee Williams 3rd, Harry Truelove 4th, Milo Ward 5th and Tom Neve 6th. In the Formula 600s, Lee Williams won that some time ago, ahead of Jarvis Adams, who managed to get 2nd place, ahead of Jamie Boyce. And then in the Superstock 600s, Davey Todd gets himself a championship also, ahead of Matt Truelove, Harry Truelove, Milo Ward, Dean Mulcahy and Jordan Rushby.
Matt Truelove, 600 Sportsman Elite champion, Superstock race winner today. Must be a big grin on your face.
Unbelievable! I can't believe it really. After yesterday and last week we had a massive crash, and getting back the bike sorted and getting back out this weekend, I just wasn't expecting it, to be honest. And after yesterday, Davey was just too fast in the drive for me. So I just thought coming today it was going to be another repeat of yesterday, and I was going to have to grit my teeth and say well done. But luckily I've come away with it, so I'm dead happy. Yeah. Well,
the big spanner in the works has to be the weather. I mean, nobody knew what was going to happen, did they?
No, not at all. Like, it was just me and Dave were all watching on the grandstand for about half an hour, thinking, is it going to dry? Is it not? And it just wasn't happening. It was just like one dry line, and you didn't know whether to go dry or wet or what. But luckily, we made the right call, and the tyre didn't overheat, so it was good.
Lee Williams, race winner today, and of course Formula 600 champion. I mean, you've been on it pretty much this weekend. Been a bit of an up and down weekend, of course, but that race, you must have loved that. That was close.
Yeah, Saturday we just run out of tyre with 2 laps to go, but it's racing. This morning, same again, little mistake by Harry, and I was the one that got caught up and it ended up on the floor. And I think the only thing I could have done there is to come back and win like I did, and just last round of the year, last time on a 600. Just to win the last race and go out with a bit of a bang.
That's very, very good. Many congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to thank mum, sister, girlfriend, Phil from High Tech Coatings. Without Phil, we wouldn't be here. High five for the supplements all year for keeping me going. Pipeworks, Fight Like a Girl, Lee Road, Rock Oil, Ancient Motorcycle, High Five, Sports Bike Shop, just everyone, and big thanks to Stu Baker as well. His support this year has been great. Thanks.
Davey Todd, well, you decided to back off in that race, which it must have been difficult for you because obviously it was very, very close for the Sportsman Elite title, but you've still taken the 600 Superstock title. You must be pleased with that.
Oh yeah, really chuffed with that. That was really the reason why I backed off in that race and just thought, look, let's just settle down and bring home the Stock 600 Championship as I wanted to do. I never expected it at all at the start of the year. You know, I'd rode a sports bike 4 times before the first round here, so I really didn't know where I'd be. So to come away with a Stock Championship, it's unbelievable. I pushed and pushed to try and get that overall once we went back and forward, me and Matt, all throughout the year with battles and battles, but he picked me at the post at the end. Fair play to him. He rode an awesome race and an awesome year, you know. It was great battling with the guys, so I've really had fun.
You have to be pleased, as you said. I mean, you've come from nothing, from nowhere, to a champion. So you must have some people to thank as well.
Oh, so many people to thank. You know, all my family. You know, I couldn't do it without them. Chris Cox, Neil J, DCR Rock Oil, Lee Road, LR Designs. So many people. You know, Via Creative, Headcams. They all do so much for me. Everything but bikes, bell helmets. Honestly, I couldn't do it without all their help. They do so much for me that. Really made this year so great, and hopefully we'll even do a little better next year, see what happens.
That's it for 2015 then. Time to get the winter coats out, and we will of course dust ourselves down and see you again in 2016 at Brands Hatch in March.